You work hard at your job, deliver great results, and your performance reviews are also pretty good. But you still aren't getting promoted. And it's frustrating, right? You see the announcements on Slack or LinkedIn for people who started after you, and you're left wondering, what am I doing wrong? In this video, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint that I've seen work time and time again to break that cycle and accelerate your career. Hi, I am Vinay Bansal, an engineering manager at Google. I've grown from junior engineer to senior engineering manager across top tech companies, so I've navigated the promotion path myself. More importantly, I've been in the calibration room where final promotion decisions actually get made. I've interviewed hundreds and mentored thousands of senior executives globally and helped them reach their next level. So forget the generic HR advice. I am giving you the practical, no-nonsense playbook from inside the room where the actual decisions are made. Alright, let's get into the strategies. The first step is the absolute foundation of this entire process. It all starts with your manager. If you get this part wrong, nothing else really matters. See, you cannot get promoted at a top tech company like Google or Meta without your manager's active support. But don't worry, I am going to guide you today on exactly how to get them on your side. Now, your first move is to take control. You must proactively schedule a meeting specifically about your career growth. Don't just wait for your regular one-on-ones. You can keep the subject something like career growth and development discussion. I've seen that most people are afraid to do this. I know what you're thinking. Won't I sound too demanding? Not if you do it right. See, the goal isn't to ask for a promotion, it's to ask for guidance. With this, you're signaling ambition, not entitlement. Now, when you're in that meeting, you can say something similar to this. Hey Neil, thanks for making the time. So I've been thinking a lot about my career growth here and I'm really aiming to get to that next level. I would love to partner with you on it. My question is, what can I do to make it a total no-brainer for you to support me when the promotion time comes around? This script is incredibly effective because it immediately reframes the dynamic. You're not a subordinate asking for something. You're a partner offering to help them help you. Now, once you have their buy-in, the next goal is to get absolute clarity on how to proceed further and what are the next steps for you. See, in my experience, vague feedback like "you're doing great" or "keep it up" is a career killer. It feels good to hear that, but it gives you nothing to act on. So while you have your manager's full attention, you need to cut through the fog. You need to ask them a precise question to define the gap between where you are and where you need to be. So you can say this to have your manager think in that direction. Neil, what are the top 2-3 gaps between my work today and what you would expect from someone performing at next level? Listen carefully to the answer and make sure to take notes. But don't stop there. Your manager might provide you some specific points at this point or might continue to give you some vague advice. But you are prepared for whatever it is. Here's how you really show you are a leader in the making. Go into that meeting with your own ideas already prepared. You can say something like, based on my understanding of the next level, I think leading the new API project would be a great opportunity to demonstrate stronger design skills. Do you agree? Or do you see a better project for that? Now this shows incredible initiative. You aren't just waiting to be told what to do, you are actively co-creating your growth plan. This forces your manager to think into the direction of what could be the ways for you to grow in your career. See, at most top companies, the success of a manager is tied to success of their team. To really get your manager involved, you need to connect your growth directly to the team's goals. When your promotion becomes a win for the team and for them, they will shift from being your boss to being your biggest advocate. You can say something like, by taking ownership of that new deployment pipeline, I can help us hit our Q4 reliability targets. It helps the team succeed and it helps me build the skills we just talked about. Finally, you need to turn this one-time conversation into an ongoing process. At the end of the meeting, ask, can we set aside 15 minutes every month just to check in on my progress against these goals? This will help you get a continuous feedback on how you are doing. In these performance discussion meetings, apart from the project goals you finalized, you should also include other aspects, which I'll show you in rest of the video. Do you see the shift? It's subtle but it's powerful. When your win becomes their win, they stop being your boss and start being your biggest advocate, and that's what we really want. So now, you have built that crucial partnership with your manager. Now comes the most important part, that is the work itself. This is where you truly prove you are ready. Now, let me share the single most important rule of promotions. If you only remember one thing from this entire video, make it this. Promotion is recognition, not a reward. So let me explain what that means. See, you don't get a promotion and then start doing the senior level job. You have to consistently already operate at that next level first. You prove that you can handle the responsibility. The promotion is simply to make it official. It's actually the company catching up to the reality that you have already created. So your job is to create that reality. Don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. You have to systematically expand what I call your impact radius. This sounds complex, but it really just comes down to two simple ideas: the scope of your work and the level of ambiguity that you can handle. Let me explain you scope. Think of scope as your zoom level on Google Maps. A junior person is zoomed all the way in working on a single street corner like fixing one bug. To get promoted, you have to zoom out to the neighborhood level. That's owning a whole feature or functionality. To become further senior, you have to zoom out again in the city view. You should own an entire system or service and how it connects to everything else. Your job is to constantly ask, what is my next zoom level? At the same time, you have to run towards the ambiguity. Junior engineers solve well-defined problems. Senior leaders solve the messy, complex challenges that have no clear answer. When one of these projects come up, you should volunteer. That ambiguity is your opportunity to demonstrate senior level thinking. A powerful way to expand your impact radius now is by mastering new tools, especially AI. Not learning tools like Gemini, Copilot or ChatGPT, you are basically falling behind. Don't just use them to write code faster. Think bigger. Ask yourself, how can I use AI to solve a team level problem? Imagine if you could build a tool that cuts testing time in half for everyone. That's not just productivity, that's leadership. Next, you have to become what we call a force multiplier. This is a fancy term we use all the time at top tech companies. But the idea is quite simple. You don't just do great work yourself. You make everyone around you better. Your value is measured by how you lift the entire team. What does that actually look like? You see a junior teammate struggling, so you proactively pair with them for an hour and help them. You notice build times are slow. You take the initiative to fix it for everyone. You lead the incident post-mortem that makes the whole system stronger. Even better, you formally mentor a junior engineer and help them get promoted. That isn't just being helpful, that is leadership, and it's non-negotiable for senior roles. And don't forget to document that as well. This shows influence beyond your individual role. Now, all this work is useless if you can't remember it 6 months from now. And that's why you need a performance document. Some people call it a brag doc, but it's not actually about bragging, it's about building your case. Keep it all in a single online document. Share it with your manager from day one. Get into habit of updating it weekly or bi-weekly. So basically, this document should store all your achievements for a performance year. You can track outputs like pull requests merged or incidents resolved. But be careful. The real goal isn't amount of work, it's the impact of that work. Leadership cares less about how many lines of code you wrote and more about what business problem that code actually solved. The golden rule for this document is to focus on outcomes, not just your input. Don't just write, I worked on the search feature. That's boring. Instead write, I led the search feature redesign which improved user engagement by 15%. See the difference? One is task, other is impact. You have to quantify everything with real data. Think in terms of impact. I reduce our cloud cost by $5,000 a month. Or I improved our deployment time by 50%, saving the team 20 hours of waiting time each month. This goes without saying, only include your actual data that you can verify if asked for by your manager. You can even include screenshots of graphs and charts from your analytics tools. Leadership loves data visualizations. This document is your case. It is an undeniable story of your impact. Make sure to bring this document during all your performance discussions. This way, your manager will be involved in this document and can give you feedback using these metrics. It just makes it easy for your manager to build and win the case for your promotion. Okay, so now you have your manager working with you. You are now operating at the next level and you are even documenting it with hard data. We have to bust the myth that great work speaks for itself. Well, it doesn't. Great work that nobody important sees is just a hobby. For your work to fuel your promotion, the right people need to know about it. In this section, I'll precisely help you in mastering your strategic broadcast plan. First, let me give you a peek behind the curtain at how promotion decisions are actually made. It's not just your manager deciding in a cabin whom to promote. See, in most big companies, there's something called as calibration. The manager would go into a calibration meeting with all the other managers in your organization. In that room, your manager has to make a compelling case for you to get promoted. Now, if your manager says, I think Vinay is ready for the promotion, and another manager in the meeting asks, who is Vinay? That is a kiss of death for a promotion. Your manager's case just became 10 times harder. Your job is to make sure that when your name comes up, other leaders in the room can nod and say, oh yeah, Vinay, they did the great work on the new payments API. You need to build a strong reputation with these key stakeholders before they even sit down in that room. So how do you build that visibility? With a targeted multi-level approach. Again, don't worry, I'll show you how to do just that. Alright, tactic number 1, and it's most important. Lead a cross-team project. Why? Because it gets you in front of the other managers in the calibration room. See, when they already know and respect your work, your promotion becomes undeniable. So, volunteer to be point of contact on projects with dependencies, or find friction between teams and propose a solution you can lead. Next, you need to present your work. Listen carefully, this is absolutely critical. You should offer to give tech talks, project demos, or knowledge sharing sessions. This positions you as an expert in the domain. Leadership loves these kind of sessions, and since it will help other people in the domain, it will be valued much more than just documenting the work. Make sure to make these sessions are interactive and engaging. And a simple but effective pro tip, always try to record your talks. Share a link with your team, your stakeholders, and of course, add it to your performance document. This will make your session get more visibility, getting you more visibility. Next, you need to cultivate what I call passive visibility. This is how you show up every day. Be genuinely helpful in public channels like Slack. Ask smart, insightful questions in larger meetings. Write clear, high-quality documentation that becomes the go-to reference for others. Your digital footprint becomes part of your professional reputation. Let me give you another pro tip that will help you throughout your career. So when you get a positive feedback from these activities, especially from someone on another team, you need to capture it. Don't let that praise just disappear into a chat history. You can say something subtle and professional like, hey, thanks a lot. I'm so glad that was helpful for you. Quick question. Would you mind sending a quick note about this to my manager and me? We're trying to get better at tracking our cross-team impact, and it would be a huge help. Most people are happy to do this, and that email is pure gold for your performance document. Finally, for those aiming for more senior roles, here's a key insider tactic, the skip level one-on-ones. Once a quarter, proactively schedule a brief meeting with your manager's manager. Remember, the goal here is not to ask for a promotion. The goal is to build familiarity and demonstrate your strategic thinking. You can discuss high-level company strategy, ask for their perspective on your team's work, and show them you are thinking about the big picture. Remember, broadcasting your impact isn't about bragging. It's a strategic communication plan to ensure that when decisions get made, the people in the room don't just know your name, they know your impact. That's how you make a strong case for your promotion. Alright, let's bring it all together. You build a partnership, you're doing the work, and your impact is visible. Now we move to the end game. This is about mastering the system and its timing to ensure you cross the finish line. I've seen so many people, even after doing great work, not getting promoted as they don't know this. Here's a critical piece of insider information. The real decisions about promotions are often made informally before the official performance review cycle even begins. If you wait until your formal review meeting to bring up your promotion aspirations for the first time, I guarantee you are already too late. The decision regarding your rating and performance have already been made. So, you must get ahead of this about 1 or 2 months before performance reviews are due. You need to schedule that crucial meeting, the Am I on track check-in. You sit down with your manager and ask a simple direct question. Based on the performance you have tracked and the impact I have delivered, do you believe I am on track for a promotion this cycle? This question forces a clear yes or no and removes ambiguity. If the answer is yes, that's great. Your job now is to make your manager's life as easy as possible. See, to get you promoted, your manager has to write a formal document called the promo packet. This is the document for arguing your case against your company's official competencies like technical excellence or influence. You should do the documenting work for them. Take your performance document, organize your achievements under those official headings, and give them a well-structured summary. You just made their job 90% easier and ensured your strongest points are included. Share it with your manager and let them use it further. But what if the answer is no? Okay, first take a deep breath. It's okay to be disappointed for a minute, but your mission is to pivot from frustration to focus. A no is not a dead end. A vague no is a problem, but a specific no is a gift. It's a roadmap. Here's a 3-step plan to turn that no into your next promotion. Step 1. Turn vague feedback into concrete examples. So if they say, you need more leadership, you ask, okay, can you give me some specific examples? Would successfully leading project X be enough to meet that bar? Step 2. Turn examples into a measurable target. If they say, your design skills need to develop, you ask, what would be a good demonstration of that? Would delivering the system design for the new notification service and getting it approved by the review board be the right target? Step 3. Get their commitment. This is a final crucial step. You ask, so to confirm, if I've successfully achieved these 1 or 2 milestones we've just discussed, can we agree I'll be a strong candidate for promotion in next cycle? Then, after the meeting, you send an email summarizing this plan. So you have just turned a disappointing no into your undeniable roadmap for a future yes. Mastering the end game is about being proactive. You manage the timing, you force clarity, you make your case easy to support, and you always have a plan to move forward. Finally, I want to leave you with one pro strategy. This is for when you have done everything right. Your manager is your advocate, your performance is stellar, but you have hit a ceiling. Sometimes, your team simply lacks the complex projects or the openings you need to grow. In large companies like Google or Microsoft, you have an incredible advantage: internal mobility. For some roles and teams, the primary way to get promoted is actually to apply for a next level position on a different team. This is the internal transfer power play. Here's how that works. When you apply for one of these roles, you will likely go through a formal interview process competing against external candidates. But you have a massive insider advantage. You know the culture. You already understand the company's values and leadership principles. You know the business. You likely have deep knowledge of the domain and the tech stack. You are a known entity. Your performance history is already in the system. For a hiring manager, choosing a proven internal candidate is far less risky than hiring someone from the outside. But before you make a move, you need to be strategic. First, check the company policy. Some companies require you to inform your manager before you apply for an internal role. Others have a more open policy. You absolutely must know the rule before you start the process. Second, be selective. Don't just apply to every opening at the next level. Target roles where your skills are a perfect match and where you are confident you can excel in the interviews. Be strategic and selective. Don't apply everywhere. Focus only on roles that truly fit. And most importantly, understand that this is not a shortcut or a way to get around your manager. This strategy works best when your manager is already on your side. They agree you are ready, but they are unable to provide you with right opportunity. In that situation, finding a new role internally isn't abandoning your team. It's working together to find a win-win solution that gets you growth you have earned. You can discuss with your manager like this. Hey Neil, as we have agreed earlier that I am operating at the next level, but the right project isn't on the team yet. I see an opportunity on another team that looks like a great fit. I would like to explore it as a new way to grow within the company. This makes them a partner in your move, not a victim of it. So there you have it, a blueprint to take control of your career. The core lesson here is that you should stop waiting for a promotion to happen and start actively building your case for yourself. If you apply this system with discipline, I can personally guarantee you that you will no longer be in a passenger seat in your own career. You will be in the driver's seat, and that changes everything. If this video was helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to BTop 10 for more practical advice. I want to hear from you. So my question is, what is the one step you will implement first? Let me know in the comments below. I read them all and will answer your questions personally. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.